The finale for the Doublemint Cup Series here has arrived here at Homestead, Miami. Speedway here, Jesse Turner qualified in the pole here, but Dylan Schwalberg, Ramian Fisher, Parker Brown, and Logan Brown will be fighting for this championship here, as Jesse Turner will take the green flag for the final time here for Season 1 of the Doublemint Cup Series here. The green flag has waved as we're racing here at Homestead. And Turner off to a great start. The lead already maintaining him. He's already maintained the lead so far. Turner already trying to pull a bit of a gap away from the rest of the field. Already you can see some 3-wide action here. The Ganassi cars of Matt Dixon and Kyle Keith are battling for the second position here. They will get around the 19 with ease, and look who's flying in there. Dylan Schwallenberg, a rocket already on lap number 2. That 88 car has come to life already. Man, I don't know what they've done already. But Dylan Schwalberg already up to the 4th position here. Ramian Fisher looks like he's falling back through traffic right now, as he is going to be in a bit of a setback early on. He's still stuck in a 3-wide situation. He's in the sucker hole here. He needs to get down to the bottom or out of harm's way so he can gain back those positions he's lost. And here comes Matt Dixon down the inside, the one machine, the Bass Pro Shops car. Oh man, Turner led the lap there, but here comes Matt Dixon. And Kyle Keith makes it 3 wide for second position yet again. The 42 and the 1 are already being pretty risky early on here. And Emmanuel Hartnett's going to make it 3 wide again here. The 4 and some great racing. Already Dylan Schwalberg fights back in the middle, and he's got to run. Out of turn number 4, Matt Dixon leads the lap. And the caution is out for the first time today. Kelly O'Donoghue has spun down the front straightaway here. Megan Evans and Mark Cavagnaro have nothing to do with it. There's more crashing. Logan Brown is destroyed. And one car flipping over side, end over end. Donald Trump. A bad crash here at Homestead in the early stages of this race. Logan Brown is already destroyed here. One championship contender, that is already eliminated. So we now have people down or relegated to 3. That's a tough break for the 50 machine. That is not what they wanted to see at all. Here at Homestead, they wanted to run up front and win this championship, but it looks like their hopes are dashed. They were coming off of turn number 4. Donoghue slides up the track into the 78 there, and they both wreck each other out. The 78 hits the inside wall pretty hard, and then the 17 comes in there. The 98 and the 20 got together just trying to slow down and check up for the wreck, but they both put themselves in the wall. So the caution was out, and then Warren Keith gets into the side of Richard Johnson. Both of them hook each other here. You see they both spin into the wall there. And there's Logan Brown's damage right in there. Had nowhere to go. Heavy front side damage there. Regan Smith involved. And there's Donald Trump's piece of the wreck. Mark Zabeka clips the 44. There's the 78's piece of that. The 20 has nowhere to go. And then Megan Evans plows into the 33 hard. And a bad crash for Donald Trump as he goes for a series of barrel rolls out of turn number 2 here. And he's going to land back on his wheels there. And that's a destroyed Yingling car for Donald Trump. Pace car has been called off. Dylan Schwalberg leads the field down. Eric Rodriguez looks like he's experiencing a problem. Green flag is out yet again. With Logan Brown out, it is down to 3 championship contenders to winning this championship here. Ramian Fisher is going to try and march his way back up. He started the race now in 14th in that restart, so he's going to try and gain back up there and pass the 88. And Kyle Keith is going to be looking hungry for the win here. As he comes down the inside, the Axe Machine has shown some great speed throughout most of this event. Well, actually the early part of this event here, because we have a long ways to go. There's Steve Seagal running in the top 10 yet again. That 55 team has slowly gotten better. They're gradually getting up, holding their pace here, as Kyle Keith looks for the race lead. He's underneath the 88 there. The Hail Guardians machine has some outside momentum here. He will lead the lap yet again. Schwalmberg isn't giving up without a fight. Ramian Fisher there, you see him. He's gradually made his way now inside the top 10. He is now taking 9th away from Emmanuel Hartnett here. And Parker Brown is running near the back. He's running in 31st. He needs to march his way up there again if he wants to be in contention at all in this race. And the 88 car has just been playing strong. Hendrick Motorsports has given him probably one of the best cars of the team for today. They need that 88 car in victory lane and or finishing well ahead of the two so they can win that championship. And Turner's making it 3 wide. Turner backs off though. He knows better, but Schwalmberg is now run up the hill by Kyle Keith. Keith is now your new leader. JT Bryant in the middle here, 3 wide for second. There's Ramian Fisher there. He's made his way back up there. He's gonna pass the 88 here. So Fisher now leads the championship points as of the moment here. JT Bryant, you see him kiss the wall just a little bit there, not too hard. But Schwalmberg's maybe forcing the issue here. They're 4 wide out of turn 4. It's gonna get dicey here, and there they go. Schwalmberg spins. Ramian Fisher turns Turner, and Fisher's in the wall. So they're crashing in the back. That's a big one here. Actually, that is not as bad as we thought it would be, but the caution is out. And both chasers, Fisher and Schwalmberg, have some heavy side damage. Fisher's got a lot of right side damage to his car. But racing back down towards the line, Kyle Keith leads the field down. They're 3 wide here, and Lily leads them both here, as that is for 4th. But some heavy side damage for both the 88 and the 2. This could be a lucky break for Parker Brown after all, unless he got collected in that incident. Things were just getting insane from here on. 4 wide in the back there with Schwalmberg, Seagal, and Goss, as well as Bryant. They all squeeze each other into the wall. And Turner gets turned by Matt Dixon there as the 25 goes for a spin. Everybody actually did a pretty fine job. There's Hartnett though, no place to go. And to Goss, there's a heavy hit for Jesse Turner back there. And Fisher did slam the outside wall coming into turn number 1. But a crash takes out a lot of the leaders here, but not as bad as we anticipated here. Because we expect a lot more cars to pile into the wreck. But you saw Ramian Fisher there. There's the 2 car. He had some heavy right side damage on his machine. There you can see it. That is really bad for the 2 machine there. So almost all the chasers have had problems. And then there's also Parker Brown, who's just been struggling throughout this race. So basically all the chasers have been having some difficulties on this track today. We'll be running on board Ramian Fisher. You're going to see how hard he's going to hit that outside wall. Oof. You can tell how vicious that hit was. It wasn't as bad as the other wrecks though, but that is some pretty bad right side damage. He smacked that ball pretty hard. Dylan Schwalmberg. For what he did, though, he did a pretty good job of actually holding the car there, and he didn't really get run over too badly, but not a lot of damage, but he's got as much side damage as Ramian Fisher alike. And speaking of Parker Brown, he is now your race leader here, green flag. is out. Yet again, Parker Brown is your leader. And Kyle Keith down the inside, he's going to try and use Eric Rodriguez as a potential pick here. Rodriguez is a couple laps down as of the moment, as Keith looks forward to the inside with Theo Stegall and the others following on tow. Parker Brown looks like he has a bit of back end damage to his 13 machine. But if you're wondering where all the other chasers are, let's see where they end up. Fisher is farther than Schwallenberg right now. So Parker Brown is your championship leader. Schwallenberg is running in 26. Remember, he had some damage in that. Ramian Fisher was in the same boat. He has some heavy right side damage. And it looks like it's hurting the two a lot. The same with the 88. I think that damage has really hindered the performance of both those two, as Parker Brown is getting freight trained by the non-chasers all over the racetrack. And with Logan out, really all three cars, all three chasers are still gonna, the competition's still very intense. So right now Kyle Keith leads Theo Stegall in second. He's trying to get a win for MWR here. They've had their teammate of Sam Curtis win a race already. So Theo Stegall trying to help MWR boost their revenue here at Homestead. And Parker Brown is a bit shuffled up the track just a bit. He's dropped back to around the 9th position. And more contact, and one car. Two cars, that is. I can't get the view. And there they go. Oh no, bad crash here. Oh no. And it gets Ramian Fisher. Fisher's destroyed. That is a bad crash. Ramian Fisher is done for the day. A bad crash here. It's one of the biggest wrecks we've seen today. And Parker Brown has gone through it. Dylan Schwallenberg got through the wreckage as well. Carnage all over the track. We could not get a good view of the 10. There are so many cars racing so hard. And just catastrophe happened here at Homestead. But your leader right now is Kyle Keith yet again. And this was out of turn number 2. The Lily Does NASCAR and Michael Cavagnaro both tangle up. Heavy impact for the both of them. Lily Does NASCAR really just spins 360s around the track right in front of O'Neal Baldwin, and ouch, that was a heavy impact there. As there you see, it's basically the big one from here. Dylan Schwallenberg gets lucky there. He doesn't get involved. Ian Dutta's going to get clobbered here by Ramian Fisher. Look at that. That was a heavy hit for the 32 machine. There's Kelly O'Donnell who hits the 10. But the big one strikes here at Homestead, coming into turn number 3. There's Tim Smith involved. Zach Buchanan had a piece of this. There's Chuck Petty as well. But several destroyed cars. Emmanuel Hartnett, Jesse Turner, Will Goss got involved, looks like. And there is Coy Harley. So a lot of destroyed race cars at Homestead. Here's a helicopter view depicting the accident here. They just hook each other. They try to get off each other, but it just end up both going into the inside wall really hard there. As there's Baldwin and everybody else just scattering to avoid. The high side's basically blocked. Looks like Tim Smith and Chuck Petty wrecked in the back. Just trying to avoid stuff. And Annabelle Baldwin was sliding on the wall there. She was basically wall riding until she went for a series of rolls, but that was a really bad impact for both Fisher and Dutta, as well as the 10 and the 22. So yeah, we had a lot of bad crashes for these drivers here. Several cars. I think half the field was involved in this one, as we're going to have a couple of onboards. Riding on board with Annabelle Baldwin. And you can just tell the camera kind of sizzling just a bit there. The camera went static. Shows how strong these roof cameras are. We never really acknowledged the fact how strong these cameras have been. They've pretty much been resistant to hard hits here until they're on the roof. Riding aboard with Ramian Fisher. Ooh. JT Bryant. For Dylan Schwalberg, this was probably a miracle. One to go signal is out after a bad crash takes out more than half the field in this. Alonso leads the field, a wonderful start there. Stegall spun the tires. And it looks like Rancho's getting held up by lap traffic of Kelly O'Donoghue. He needs to get around him quickly. As Alan Cavignaro does use Eric Rodriguez as a pick, the 77 isn't as bad as the 17. It looks like he just had to experience some issues early on, that's why he's so far back, but a battle for the lead between Theo Stegall and Sergio Alonso. Meanwhile, the chase battle is on between Parker Brown and Dylan Schwalberg. With Ramian Fisher and Logan Brown out, it's only between these two, and these two are both tied points, so whoever finishes ahead will be the champion. Theo Stegall on the inside of the number 95 in turn number 3, and out of 4, Rancho Cucamonga is in 3rd. Alan Cavignaro dropped to 4th, just a tad there. Kyle Keith now looking underneath the 46 for 5th position here. Castling has been a bit quiet throughout the run, avoided that big one, and he is running a solid top 10. There's DJ Curtis getting underneath Kelly O'Donoghue, not Kelly O'Donoghue, but Caitlin Doherty here. And there is Matt Dixon there in 8th. There is Parker Brown. Brown has avoided most of the trouble throughout the event. He is now running in 16th. Dylan Schwalberg running in 20th. So the 13 car may be faster. They're running a bit even, but I think Schwalberg wants to get around those other two drivers if he wants to have a shot at passing the 13 machine. Schwalberg looks underneath Turner. He's got Connor Breton not too far behind him. We're going to compare the lap times here. Parker Brown gets a 28.8. Schwalberg gets a 28.8 as well. So they're pretty much dead on even. Mostly. But Schwalberg is a tad faster. Connor Breton looks underneath the inside. Parker Brown makes it 3 wide around the lap car. And Zach Buchanan. Connor Breton's battling Schwalberg here for the 19th position. But for Rancho Cucamonga, he is now your race leader. Rancho's looking for his first win of the season. He has a very impressive average finish compared to the other drivers for his ever since he debuted in the second part of the season. He has been strong. Rancho still remains as your leader. He's got a 3/10 gap over Theo Stegall and Alonso. Alonso has won a race before. He won the Texas race in the same looking car. So that 95 car could get more funding next season. There's rumors that they're going to be switching to Chevy, but judging by their Ford performance, they might stay where they are. So the plans for that team are undecided, but they will still operate next season. There's Parker Brown yet again. Like I mentioned earlier, he is now running in 15th. Schwalberg runs 19th, so Schwalberg has to get around Mark Sebeka, Zach Buchanan, and Connor Breen, and then the 13, so he's got 4 cars to pass here if he wants to win. But right now, Parker Brown is in the best seat to win a championship right now. He wants to get around Tim Smith and JT Bryant, so there'd be more cars for Schwalberg to pass here. Schwalberg runs a 29, but Brown still keeps up with the 28.8. Rancho remains in the lead, pulled a gap a little bit there with a 4.48. distance from Theo Stegall. And Alonso Kyle Keith has reeled in the top 3 there, as well as DJ Curtis. Matt Dixon has caught the number 11 here. The 11 may have some damage from that one incident with the other championship contenders here, as Dixon ducks to the inside. At one car has some momentum underneath Alan Cavagnaro. The battle for 6th is on. Dixon's trying to get some side draft coming into turn number 3. This may be effective for him, as here he comes. Side by side for 6th position here. Matt Dixon is getting challenged by Cavagnaro. Cavagnaro not giving up without a fight, but it looks like the 1 will clear the 11 finally, as he has now moved his way up to 6th. There's Ben Gerhardt battling Noah Castling for the 8th position here. Gerhardt was struggling throughout a lot of the chase so far, besides the first round. At 44 teams, it's trying to regain some lost time and gain some points on his rivals that were eliminated with him in the second round. There's Parker Brown. He's losing a spot to Connor Breton here, as Buchanan has just gotten passed by Dylan Schwalmberg, so they're now about a car in between, so that can decide the championship. But you also have to remember Dylan Schwalmberg has led some laps in this race, so that bonus point could help the 88 team get in victory lane and the championship. Well, not necessarily victory lane, but a championship for them. Ranger Cucamonga has remained as your leader. He's been extremely quiet and fast. He's the silent but deadly driver of the 3 machine. The battle for 2nd is on. It's a 3-car battle for 2nd between Alonso, Stegall, and Kyle Keith. DJ Curtis has been trying to reel in most of the top 5. He is running 5th right now. Matt Dixon wants to catch the 16 as well to get a top 5. And it looks like Alan Cavagnaro, with that damage, it is hurting him on the straightaways and the corners here, as Castling is going to be challenged. It's going to challenge, that is, Alan. Connor Breton has been getting on the move here. He's passed a lot more drivers in this long run, so expect the 27 to possibly reach the top 10 in no time. Schwallenberg and Brown still have... Actually, Brown has a very comfortable gap over Dylan Schwallenberg here. He's got Tim Smith in front of the 88 right now. I think Hendrick Motorsports wants the 48 to back off, because Schwallenberg is fighting for a championship, while Tim Smith is basically just a replacement driver for Christian Master. The leaders will be catching lap traffic sooner or later here, as they've caught the slow Richard Johnson. Johnson has had some damage early on in the get-go, and that's how Logan Brown got knocked out of the race. But the battle for 2nd still reigns, as Kyle Keith holds his ground, as Theo Stegall and DJ Curtis has caught the top 3, and he has caught Theo Stegall. He's on the inside of the 55 here. Battle for 3rd is on. The 47, Richard Johnson, stays out of the harm's way. He's going to go up high. Stegall is going to get... Really, Curtis uses Richard Johnson as a pick on Theo Stegall. And Stegall continues to get held up by the 47. And Eric Rodriguez isn't really helping the 95 one bit. Stegall ducks to the inside, gets around the 47 with ease now, finally, as the 95 continues to get held up. There's also been some lap traffic in the way for Dylan Schwallenberg. He's gotten around Keon Eddington finally. He has passed Tim Smith, but he needs to get around K-Dude here for position. And the gap between them is pretty far out. About maybe a 2-3 second gap. But it's mainly a 2.5 second gap. Schwalberg needs to gain as much time as he can if he wants to catch the 13 machine. And the battle for the lead is on. Kyle Keith, Rancho Cucamonga, and DJ Curtis. The top three are door to door, bumper to bumper on each other. They are within a couple tenths of each other, and Theo Stegall sits there in fourth, waiting for them to keep battling so he can be in contention. Rancho's best finish in the Doublemint Cup Series has been third several times in his career. This 3-car has been extremely strong. Rancho has shown some promise. There are rumors that he will stay at Richard Childress Racing for his well done performance by the team. And for the driver himself, DJ Curtis ducks to the inside for a second. A great pass on Kyle Keith, and he's going to look underneath the Rancho Cucamonga. Matt Dixon has been battling Ben Gerhardt for quite some time now. They've been battling for 6th all over. They've been swapping positions back and forth. But the lead is still going on. DJ Curtis, Rancho Cucamonga, Kyle Keith, all basically white cars in this field, as Rancho still maintains his ground for the race lead, but DJ's just been extremely fast on the inside line. The outside line can be a good defensive line, but the inside lines are very good for attacking. As Rancho holds the inside, he's going to try and defend that line as much as he can. Look at the run. The 16 gets off the corner. The crowd is on their feet. The battle between the top two has just raged ahead. They'll be catching O'Neal Baldwin soon enough, so this could play a role. Whoever's on the outside could get held up, and that would cost them a potential victory. For Parker Brown, this is good for him. He has passed the rest of most of the field. As the laps are winding down, Dylan Schwallenberg is running out of time. He's running 16th. Parker Brown has passed lots of more drivers here. A ton of drivers. As Rancho has been finally passed for the race lead. DJ Curtis, now your leader, but Kyle Keith is going to attack the 16 and the 3. DJ Curtis still holds on with 3 laps to go. It's been a 4-car race. Here comes Rancho Cucamonga down the inside. The Dow Racing Machine. I think this is perfect for him. He's going to use O'Neal Baldwin as a pick. Baldwin has to choose a line. Is he going to go high or low? Baldwin's stuck in the middle there. He's not really giving anybody some balance whatsoever, but he's going to go up high. He's going to hold up the 16 machine as Rancho Cucamonga leads with 2 laps to go. He has to hold off a starving Kyle Keith and Theo Stegall. And Kyle Keith is going to attack on the inside, but Rancho gets the run off. And look at the 55. He's going to duck to the inside. A dive bomb move for Theo Stegall. DJ Curtis has caught them yet again. So we know that 16 car is hungry. They'll be coming to the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Rancho Cucamonga. As it seems for points right now, Parker Brown will be the champion based on where he's at. No matter where he ends up, he is ahead of the 88 by a long shot. But the lead is still on. Rancho Cucamonga has 2 more corners to conquer. And here they come off of turn number 4. Rancho Cucamonga will take the checkered flag and win the finale here at Homestead. And for the champion, Parker Brown will win the Doublemint Cup Series Championship. And for Dylan Schwallenberg, he's going to end up being the runner-up car. That is really, I can't believe. I think that damage really did hurt the 88 machine quite a lot, and that's why he couldn't catch the 13 one bit. But Rancho Cucamonga has finally won a Doublemint Cup Series race at last. They've been waiting and striving for victory ever since they've arrived, and it finally comes in the finale here at Homestead. Here are your results from 1st through 28th here. Parker Brown wins the championship over Dylan Schwallenberg. I believe he has enough points here. Raymond Fisher and Logan Brown out of the race. It has really brought the 13, the 88, just the two of them, but Schwallenberg looks like his car, the damage he received, was just enough to hurt him and cost him a championship. Here's the rest of the field on down to 42nd. Logan Brown will end up 4th in the points as it seems, as well as Raymond Fisher. He will end up 3rd. That 5-point gap was promising for Raymond Fisher. They started really well. Same with Dylan Schwallenberg. They started really well, but once they got into an incident, that really cost their chances. And for Parker Brown, Lady Luck was on his side as he ends up finishing 11th, but he will be most likely the champion here. Actually, he will be the champion. I even announced that, but congratulations to Rancho Cucamonga on the victory and Parker Brown for winning the championship here in the Doublemint Cup Series. We will have an all-star race here and a showdown. The all-star race will consist of all our winners from the Doublemint Cup Series here, and because all the chasers have won a race, and for the others that have also won. But then our showdown, we will have 4 segments here. The winner will advance in 3 of them, but the top 2 will advance in our 4th segment here. It's kind of more a little LCQ event where in reality the fan vote comes in. So like in real life, there's 2 fan votes, and those 2 advance. So yeah, we're gonna have some exciting racing hopefully at Charlotte Motor Speedway here for the All-Star and the Showdown alike. What a great end to the Doublemint Cup Series season for a lot of people here. Actually, not really for some. It's awful. They're just ready for the season to get done with. But some great racing near the end here. Rancho Cucamonga finally gets a victory. And Parker Brown will be celebrating doing some burnouts.